Okay, this is Home Designer Pro 2016. We'll create a little environment. It's a tutorial isn't about wall types and that sort of thing. We'll just have a little space here with a roof over. I'm going to turn the roof off. Roof lanes, there it is, and roof base lines, don't need those. Okay, so if you just start placing cabinets without changing the defaults, then they come in based on whatever the defaults are out of the box. Voila. Okay. Go back to plan. I'm going to go to Edit Default Settings, Cabinets. There they are. Now to change all the cabinets, or the smart thing to do is to set your defaults like you intend to create. You go to Base Cabinets, and so the reason all the cabinets are white and all the cabinets have this stuff here on it, let's look at the material under countertop. It's soapstone. That's just a default setting. That isn't something I picked. It's something that somebody arbitrarily picked at Chief Architect in Coeur d'Alene. Okay, so what can you do? Let's say we want go over to Library Materials, and I want to put granite on there. So we'll go to granite, and yeah, I'm going to use that granite. Okay, let's see if that, I'm going to click done and see if that affects the cabinets already placed. It did. Let's say that this backsplash is fine. You know, if you didn't want that backsplash, you could go to Edit Default Settings, Base Cabinets, Materials, and the category of backsplash. See, and that's where that material is coming from. Just an arbitrary selection by the guys who made the software. Let's change it to something else. Let's change it to, I don't know, something else. We'll go over here to, fine, we'll use this mosaic. That's fine. I just want to change. And so now it's different because I made it different. Now you talked about the cabinet finish. Now you can obviously just open one cabinet, go to the Materials tab, and change these settings. But a more efficient way is to change the defaults. Go Edit Default Settings Cabinets. And since I've got base cabinets here, that's the defaults I'm going to change. Click on Edit, Materials, Cabinet. Select Material, Library Material, and where that is in Wood Species. There's your choices of wood species. Okay, let's do maple. Where's maple? There's maple. So there's a subcategory of maple, and I don't like that. Yeah, I like that. That's okay. And that's maple 3, and you can see that just painted it on the cabinet, not on the cabinet front or door. There's a setting for each one. So we'll go to the next one would be shelves. Now I can go to the plan materials, and hit the M key, and there's Maple 3. So now the shelves are done. And drawers and panels, select material, plan material. So once the material's been added to the plan, then this cuts down on your time a little bit. Maple 3. If I had a lot of materials with that started with M, it might not go directly to it, but you get the idea. Toe kick. And the reason all these settings are in here is because we asked for them over the years. The ability to have the toe kick different from the rest of the cabinet. And the next one here is drawers and panels. No. Shelves, we did that. Toe kick. Okay, recessed panel. Now we'll do this recessed panel and plan materials, hit the M key, there it is, and the panel. So there's the frame and the panel. Okay, now it still hasn't been applied here because I haven't clicked OK. Well, that's kind of annoying that didn't happen, but because I set the defaults, I'm going to shift select all of those cabinets and go to the materials tab. Yeah, okay. Or you could just do it this way. I've got to go to the eyedropper, pick it up there, and then stick it on the cabinets. I shouldn't have had to do this, but I'm doing a video unrehearsed. And there's the thing about the eyedropper, you need to be careful. When you click on it, you get this little gadget here coming up. And the default is usually set to component mode, so just whatever you click on, that material is going to be transferred there. There's other modes there, and these are well explained in the reference manual, and you should study that. There's object mode, room mode, floor mode, so everything on an entire floor or in the entire plan here with this material painter plan mode. So make sure that you know which one of these you're using and why you're using it before you use it. Otherwise, you can cause a lot of chaos. Now, base cabinets are all kind of figured out, but let's put an upper cabinet in and see what happens. I haven't set those defaults, so they're still white. So the most expedient way to, of course, you could eyedropper it and all kinds of things, but the best way, the most efficient way is to go to Edit Default Settings, Cabinets, Wall Cabinet, and then make those changes. And they should be then retroactive, but as you saw, some of those changes were not retroactive. The smartest thing is to make all your changes beforehand, then create the cabinets. But I'm not going to change the defaults right now. I'm just going to put these in here based on the old defaults. And you can, I'm going to shift select all of those and just do that group. You can make changes in that group, selected group, or you can go directly to Edit Default Settings, Upper Cabinets, or Wall Cabinets, and make the changes. So we're going to go, the backsplash is not this subway tile stuff anymore. It's whatever this is. I've forgotten what the name of that is. So let me remind myself what that name is. Okay, it's Glass Tile 01. Okay, so now that I know the name, I can make that assignment. Edit Default Settings, Wall Cabinet. Okay. Backsplash, that's what I was looking for. And it's a plan material in this case, because I already made it a plan material, and it was started with G, so I'm going to hit the G key on my keyboard, and then look for glass tile. There it is, 01. Just a note in passing here, if you print in black and white, these white lines won't print. So for you pro users, I would go in and make the lines black. Otherwise, when you send it a vector view to layout, these lines won't show, they won't print. Now they will print because I told the lines to be black. It won't change the disappearance of the texture, but when you're not using textures, and that pattern will show up better if it's in black and white. Okay. Now that does the backsplash. Of course, wall cabinets don't have a countertop, but I think it's a good practice to set their countertop, which they don't have, to whatever the default is, which is this blue stuff, which should be under plan materials. I've forgotten the name of that. Let's see if it's under G for granite. No. Let's see if it's under B for blue. Okay, I don't remember. So the thing to do is get your material definition tool and find out what the name is. Granite Azul, okay. Get the idea. Whole cabinet. Countertop. Now I remember the name of the material. It is under G, so it's Granite Azul. Yeah, there it is. I think that's Spanish for blue. Okay, now we want to make the changes here to match. We'll go to, we got this dialog open. We'll go to cabinet, plan material, hit the M key, I believe it was, yeah, Maple 3. And panels and sides, the same thing, it's repetitive after you kind of get it down. And then there's frame. Okay. Now the uppers defaults are set, and they should all change. Sometimes it's not all retroactive, as you can see. It should have been, but it's not. So just finish up with this. It only takes a moment. Again, I wouldn't have had to do this if I had set the defaults up at first and not gone back and change it. It's a little more complicated and exacting if you do it after the fact. Now, we'll select these upper cabinets, and you have to turn the backsplash on. Yeah, I missed one. Now you're asking about the sides. Let's shift select these and move them over there to the corner. Same thing with these uppers. Just kind of slide them over there until they bump into the wall. Now the end cabinets will have a setting on them for backsplash side. That's where is that? Oh, there it is, side. So there it is on the side. And the uppers have a setting as well, side. This software runs by settings, and if you're getting non-optimum results, it's because you have the wrong settings or settings set that are in argument with other settings, which then cause a problem. The only other setting left now is the upper cabinets. well, there's shelves, and so I haven't changed the default for that. Let's put a, see, and it's going to come in white because that's what the default was set to. And I can change the defaults, or I can, and now I can just take the eyedropper, make sure it's in component mode, and then just click on it until it matches. The only thing that doesn't handle is the shelves, because they're inside, and they're on, let's see, where is it? There it is. See, they're still set to white. Now, if you can't see them, you know, you might ask, well, who cares? But otherwise, you're going to be coming up against this and wondering why. You just have to, if you control something, you control something. You don't halfway control it. So, what do I want to do? Oh yeah, I want to find that plan material, hit the M key for Maple 3, and then now that's complete. So that ought to answer your question. There's a lot more to know about working with cabinets, and those are resident in the cabinet specification dialog box. And mainly this dialog here in terms of controlling what the faces show. If you wanted to do, excuse me, a glass cabinet, the thing to do would be to change this sort of door and drawer, and we'll change the, let's see, change that to just a, see now it has a, okay. Yeah, okay, now it's glass, but the default material for the glass things has this white junk on it, so we'll just handle it with the die dropper. Quick way to do that. But now we have glass doors. There's all kinds of variations and things you can do with the cabinet specification dialog, and I recommend to you practicing with that, reading about it in the reference manual, and seeing what you can do. But this ought to get you started in terms of the questions that you asked. And you're welcome.